Okay, this is Ragbrai Packing 101.
For normal packing of Ragbrai, you're only allowed one bag and 50 pounds of gear in that bag or attached to that bag. But we're using an outfitter which allows us to do more than that.
Out-of-staters lets us take as much as we want.
Can that be as many bags as you want?
That's as many bags as you want, as much weight as you want.
In fact, all these bags are Paul's bags.
I'm here on my flatbed truck.
I've got 2 bags.
I've got 2 bags, and I've also got a chair, just kind of demonstrate how you can bring that as well.
I have 2 bags as well, one for camping and one for clothes. Most everybody brings 2 bags.
And so we're going to kind of give you an idea of what we put in our bags, just so you get an idea of what you might pack, although...
You can do whatever you want to do. Ragbrai is for you, so make sure whatever you need, you're bringing it. I've packed my bags and brought stuff that I think is important for people to bring. Some stuff I saw other people bringing. I've been to 2 Ragbrais. My first Ragbrai, I saw this guy bringing a little ditty bag down to the shower. I'm going to show you that down here. And I said, man, that's awesome. You should have told me to bring that. And he goes, I just happened to pack it. I didn't actually mean to bring this.
So hopefully you'll get a lot of cool tips out of watching this video.
Yes.
Let's start with our camping bag. What do you say?
All right.
So for my camping bag, I generally just use a gym bag. It's kind of an oversized gym bag. It's got some stuff on it, and you'll see from my bag, what I kind of do is for my camping bag, I put stuff that I don't mind getting wet, or I don't mind if it like has potential to leak or explode or something. I want to put it in this bag right here because it's easy for me to replace a tent because there's going to be like Walmarts all along the way, but I'm not going to be able to replace the kits that I'm wearing because some of them are, collector's kits or some kind of something where it's a little bit more expensive. And I don't, my clothing, I don't want to mess that up as much.
Same thing. Literally Googled what's the largest duffel bag, and I got this one. So this is a brand new bag because the one that I had last year got trashed, but again, it was pretty inexpensive, so I just rolled with it.
So I'm a little different because I like to do ultralight backpacking. So I actually have my backpack that I go for backpacking, and it's just a 70-liter backpack, and it's probably the most expensive pack of what we have here.
Do you like that when you have to carry it from the place where they put it down to?
I mean, I can do that.
Yeah.
Backpack it.
Was that helpful? Okay. So, something to think about when you're packing your bags is if you've never done Ragbrai before, wherever your bags get dropped at is not going to be right next to where you're camping at. You're going to have to drag it, do what we in the military used to call the Duffel Bag drag for a couple 100 meters sometimes. And so you don't want to overload your bags so that when you get done riding 60, 80 miles, that you're unable to carry the bag and you just dread that drag.
So let's go ahead and I'll start with what we have in the bag. And first thing, the most important thing in your bag is tents. Tent. So guys, I got 3 tents.
Oh, you don't bring all 3?
I haven't decided yet. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3.
Okay, so you can tell everybody what your deal is at this time.
I buy a new tent every single year just because they're $30 and I don't care about them. So I just buy a new one every year and just throw away the other one.
All right, that's what I do too. I went out, except I don't buy a new tent every year. I bought this one 3 years ago for my first Ragbrai. I went out to Walmart, which you can go anywhere you want, and just bought a Coleman tent, and I've used it for 2 Ragbrais now.
That's the single largest tent known to mankind. It's basically a GP medium. For you Army people, you know what that is. Air Force, you just Google it. But anyway, 17 people could fit in Paul's tent.
Come by my tent. It'll be a great party.
But he's asleep by 8 o'clock.
It's true.
And again, I'm the oddball because I got my dog in the background. Todd's dog in the background. Yeah. So I actually have a tent that I use for ultralight camping. It's an expensive tent and it uses trekking poles. So I actually brought my trekking poles to Ragbrai for some unknown reason other than to hold up my tent.
I'm not sure why you would have those.
Did you know that?
I had no idea. You could do some skiing though.
Yeah, so no, they're not skiing.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just use what you have. Why not? It's the ultralight tent and doesn't weigh much.
How big? How many people does it fit?
It's a 2-person tent. But you have to,
Paul has
really like the second
Paul has the
person.
single. All right. Dave, do you got anything else?
Yeah.
in your bag?
Well, yeah, I have lots.
Really?
I know what you're going for, and I'll skip this. And you wanted it.
I don't know what's in your bag. I honestly don't.
This is my hammock.
Moves over my hammock.
It's only a pound, and if I can get 2 trees,
I wasn't gonna say anything.
or 2 poles, and it happened twice on Ragbrai. 2 nights I got to sleep in my hammock, and it was wonderful sleep.
Okay.
But was it worth it? It was just a pound in my bag. So.
The next thing I have is I didn't put it in here, but I have my pump for my inflatable mattress. A lot of people don't like to camp, and I don't like to camp either that much. So an inflatable mattress makes it good. Something that I've learned is put everything in baggies. And what you can do is, if you have anything that runs on batteries, make sure to take out a single battery or 2 out of it, so that way it doesn't run. Because what will happen is these bags are going to get tossed around in the tent, and this is going to flick on and off. And then you'll get to your location, you'll go to turn this on, and it won't turn on at all, and it'll have 8 dead batteries in there, and you've either got to use more batteries or go buy some. And that can sometimes be a problem. There's always something to buy, or someplace to buy these kind of things at, but you just don't want to waste the money. So bring a lot of these little baggies. I'll show you more about that later.
Here's my air pump, and I'm not even kidding.
That pump over here.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, this is it. That's all.
They have the inflatable bags, but again, I'm the oddball, and I have these ones that you blow up. You could probably blow that.
I'm not even
Yeah.
These little pads, and I use 2 of them on top of each other, and you just blow them up.
Is that your air mattress?
Yeah,
Okay.
like that.
How long does it take you when you get to camp?
It's supposedly only 10 breaths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3. But I have.
You said supposedly like it's not 10 breaths.
It's about that.
Okay.
But I have 2 of them because
Okay.
I wanted more.
So that's 20
but
breaths.
I only get about that much, you know.
Okay.
2 times. Last year, my air mattress got a hole in it, and I ended up leaving it in Waterloo, Iowa. So this is this year's tent, or this year's air mattress. It's brand new. There you go.
So my next thing I do is I also put together like a little bag of all the stuff. Like I said, I use stuff that kind of like leaks or can bleed. So I've got like a little first aid kit in here. I've got a headlight. If you want to put a headlamp in there, you can also put it on the edge of your thing, because you're going to want to go to the bathroom at some point, and probably my advice is to get up early in the morning to kind of get going. So you should probably be up before, either up at some point when it's still dark out. Here's the sunscreen that I use. I also use chapstick that is repellent to light. I guess like sunscreen in it. And I keep that all in this one little bag that goes in with my camping stuff.
Next thing, whatever you want to sleep on, I've got a pillow and a blanket. It does get cold at night. Some nights.
Yes. So speaking of that, I have a fan, and one of the things is the first time I did Ragbrai, I had a battery fan. This time I have one that it's got a USB port in the back, and it plugs on. And just like I said before, this thing will turn on sometimes when it's getting moved around, so you can easily plug it back in and do that. It also has a light on it, like you can see here, and like it's brighter. Yep, just like that. And mine, does yours do this though? Mine will hang inside the tent, which is palatial. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. My palatial tent. That means it's big.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Needed clarification there.
So you were saying about batteries, mine only lasted like 3 or 4 hours on a full charge.
Mine lasted for a couple days, and then every couple days it would get turned on in the thing. And so I would, if you use a lot of the packing services, they'll have some kind of a charging station, and I would just charge up every once in a while. Like when we go out to eat or something, I would just plug it in, charge it up, be ready to go.
Is that your fan, Dave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Same thing.
You guys just like dry your faces with that or what? I think my razor is bigger than that.
One other thing that I like to bring is a hammer, a mallet for tent stakes. And extra tent stakes.
I think I used that.
Something I bring, and I've never really had to use it though, is 550 cord. It's something from the Army. You can take it out, you can tie stuff up with it. I always have found it like super helpful. I really haven't had a lot of chance to use it. You could either tie this in place if you wanted to, if it's not hanging right in your tent, or you could, if you want to do what Dave does, where you can set up like a poncho or something underneath wherever you're at. But this is kind of like duct tape for people that know how to tie knots, or it can just burn things.
This is a luxury item I have. I have a pillow from Walmart. So,
you blow that
I
up?
just like to have something under my head.
Yeah.
You have one too. Do you have a pillow?
I do, but it's in I pack my pillow and my blankets with my clothing because I want them to stay a little bit drier.
The other one of the most essential things too is battery packs. These are like power banks, easy to charge. I carry a lot of them just because I've got a lot of different things that I need to charge up during the week. So, like I say, I got 3 or 4 of them, and they're pretty handy.
Something you can do too at night is if you get one of these big ones, you can plug your phone into it at night or whatever you're trying to recharge, and you can let it charge overnight. I also carry like a little one on me when I just put it in one of my packs, so that way if my phone goes dead or something. I know like you don't have a lot of time to talk on the phone or do anything like that, but everybody kind of wants to have their phone on them at all times. So I just kind of carry one on me.
You mean on your bike?
On my bike. Yeah, and so I put it in like a little bag and just kind of like what you got, and then just stick it on my bike, and that way if something happens, I've never had to worry about it, but I never had to use it, but it's always come in. It always makes you feel a little bit safer when I do that.
Yeah, same thing here. I mean, I've got the power banks. They
Whatever.
shut down the charging places, and so you take this back to your tent and then you charge your phone.
Yeah.
The other thing too is if you use GPS on your phone, it's going to drain your battery a lot quicker on your phone. So.
Yeah, and the other thing, so one of the other things I've got in here, just a couple other things, is I've got shower shoes, and I put them in here. I've got the little,
That's very
thing here where I've got the mesh, so that way it lets it breathe. So anything I had that's super wet, I put in here, and that way it can kind of dry off, hopefully stay away from there. I also have body powder. I don't know, a lot of people swear by the gels and stuff, and I use body and foot powder. I'm crazy like that, I guess. Maybe I'm the one guy who does that. And then I also, I'm only kind of half packed for Ragbrai this time, but what I do is I put everything into little plastic baggies, just like what Dave is demonstrating there. So that way no water gets in, nothing gets out. And so I save those up every Ragbrai and just kind of put them into a bag. The last thing I have in here is, I brought 2 of them because they've got the little drawstring bags. And what you can do is take your little itsy bitsy ditty bags with all of your stuff to go to the shower, and you can put on your shower when you're done. You can, for the day, you can take off your kid or whatever you're riding with, put that up to dry or get some other clothes on or just wear your kid over, but load up all your stuff because the shower trailer or the high school you're at or whatever, just like I said, you have to drag the bags away from that. The stuff for the shower is never right next to where you're at, and so you have to carry this stuff. And if you have to carry a towel and a little bag and your shower shoes and all that kind of stuff with you, it's kind of a pain. Whereas you can just load them up into this, and then just go ahead, draw this, put the drawstring over, and you can even ride your bicycle to where the shower trailers are.
The other thing I have is extra inner tubes, and I carry one on my bike, and then carry a couple extras with me.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I also have my drone.
I forgot my drone. Dave.
Just an example of everybody's riding their own ride, and you have different things.
We're moving on to the stuff, the clothes to pack. I'll start first with the kits. What I like to do is put each day's kit. I have 7 of these ready to go, and if you don't have 7 kits, then that's fine as well. But what I like to do is put jersey, shorts, socks, all in one bag. Label it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, so that they're all ready to go each day after I get done. When I change into my regular clothes after showering, I put them back in here, and they're all ready to go organized.
I do the same thing, and something to keep in mind about Ragbrai is that they have theme days. So like they'll have college day, they'll have something day, and I keep moving for it, but I never get it. I always wanted Waffle House Day, and I just never have it. And you need to bring, something else you should bring is headwear when you go, so that way you're always ready for whatever day it is.
You look like you work there.
I wish.
They have a college day. Don't they have a service day? So
They have in the past, but
They have in the past. They had American Legion Day,
Yeah.
and then mostly College Spirit Day is usually.
Yeah.
They always have.
So how many kits do you bring?
I bring 7 kits. I bring 1 for every single day. I've done it in the past where I try to bring less, and I would wear them into the shower. But I feel like if you're not bringing, I just like to be clean and have clean kits, so I bring 7, and I've got 2 here. The other thing I do with my kits when I do this, and like I said before, I bag everything up, is that when I'm done, I will dry them out, and I bring clothes hangers that break over the course of the time, and then I hang this from my tent, which is palatial, as we've discussed. And then I let it sit in the sun and dry out. And then that way you put it back into the bag and you've got dirty clothes, but they're dry in the bag. You just put them right back where you got them.
Everything else in the bag is pretty much whatever clothes you want to bring. Bonus if you have Team RWB stuff. And then just as many cargo shorts as you can fit in your bag. You want to have just as many as you can.
It's not a question of whether he's going to wear cargo shorts.
It's a matter of which color. Anyway, that's
you guys plan that one.
It goes way back. Ragbrai shirts are always good too.
Yeah.
So, which one is this from? 2019. So, anyway.
What do you have, Dave?
So I don't have 7 kits, and I really don't want to have 7 kits. So I have 5, and I just wear what I want to that day. I will wash. A lot of people will take the kit into the shower and wash it in the shower while they're taking a shower. It's up to you. You do what you want, or you could just let it dry, and wear it again. You know, it's whether the people around you think you're smelly or not. Or
You're on a bicycle going about 20 miles an hour, so I think the person behind you is the only one that's going to notice, not the people beside you.
Right. Nobody's really going to care about that. Until you get to camp.
and I only took a shower every other day.
I'm an everyday shower.
I think I did 5 showers.
So, but what you can do is, if you want it, you can bring flushable wipes or disposable wipes and take a mini shower, or go swimming or something like that. There's always something available. I just didn't want to pay the $8.
You find a sink and do.
You could do a sink shower. I didn't want to pay the $8 a day. People told me that you should bring a roll of toilet paper, and they didn't tell me why. So I brought one, and I did not use it. But I also did not go in the cornfield. So I guess that's why.
No, so I'm going to tell you how this works. Is what you do is this bag was the one that I had from last Ragbrai. It is baby wipes, 80 proof or 80 baby wipes are right in here. So just like what you've got. And what you need to do is take a smaller bag and just put some baby wipes in that bag, and that's what goes in the cornfield. And just take that with you on your bike. If you have a bag on your bicycle, put a little bag of these baby wipes, and then in the morning, whenever you use the Kaibo, this is it. I've been deployed 3 times, and I can tell you, without baby wipes, it would not have been possible.
So how many times have you used the cornfield?
Probably twice. So
What about
2
you,
years.
I'm cornfield free.
Okay. I feel it's the best. You go out to a Kaibo.
You made it at a point when you said,
Yeah.
this is my goal, is today I'm using the cornfield.
That is not
You were
true.
adamant about that.
No, that is not true. What happened was I ate it. I ate something that was Cajun spice. I'm not gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna go into the story.
Is there anything that you would say you must bring?
The one thing that I didn't bring my first year that I had started bringing now is I bring like a little rain slicker, and I also bring a little thin jacket like this that was sold, and it's a riding jacket. It's really thin. Both years I've done Ragbrai. The one year it rained and it was cold, and then I remember the second to last day last year it was kind of overcast and chilly, and you could just throw this kind of on over. It's not that big. You can still throw it in like your pocket of your shirt, of your jersey if you want to, and it's just something that you can put on, and it just kind of breaks the wind a little bit when it's a little bit chilly, because one of the days of Ragbrai, my 2 years it's gotten cold, and so this is not, it's not that big, it doesn't take a whole lot of space, but I can put it in there.
That's the craziest thing in this
Yeah.
the Ragbrai I was at this last year. We had one day it was 98 degrees, and a couple of days later, everybody was wearing jackets around, at camp because it was cold.
Yeah, the first year I did it in 2018, we had one night that got down to 52 degrees, and I didn't have a blanket, and I was cold. This right here is a packable rain jacket, so like it also doubles as a pillow. It comes right out. Rain jacket.
460 miles on your butt hurts, or it can. So what I do is I use this Gold Bond Healing Aloe. It's a 99-cent trial size canister or tube that you get at Walmart, and it not only does it help. It's like what do they call it? Chappy? What did you say?
Noob lube.
Chamois
A lot of people buy the chamois butter. I bought this. It was great because not only does it gives you lotion there, but it also has a little bit of numbing strength to it.
So I've got two things that I also bring. One is a Poncho Liner. You can buy these at any military surplus store, and they're really thin blankets, but they're kind of warm. So like on a cold night, they're good to have on your pillow. And the second thing is, and I know I joked about the hat, but I bring a visor or something because when you stop riding, and I just don't like the sun in my eyes, and you're going to be walking around a lot when the sun is kind of setting and stuff. So that way I have something to just wear to keep the sun out of your eyes. Is there anything you learned on your first Ragbrai that you thought that you wish you'd known on the going into it that you weren't told?
One thing I totally did not know is that with RWB, it was going to be so much everybody's family. It's just like everybody just took care of everybody else, and I didn't expect that at all. So.
Yeah, you're not necessarily riding with everybody as a group. You're not riding with 50 or 75 people.
I was by myself a lot.
Yeah, and I was too. But I mean, it seemed like every time that you stop somewhere, like at Back Pocket, is that there was going to be eagles there, and when we got into camp, there was eagles there. So I don't think there's anybody that I didn't talk to during the week.
That was the nice thing about wearing the logos and stuff. Is it was easy to spot them, especially somebody you didn't know, and then you didn't, if they were wearing just regular gear, you might not even recognize.
And some of us that have done more than one, I mean, we're gonna have like several jerseys. Like I've got 5 or 6 jerseys just for RWB, so those will be all being worn. I think I'm taking 5 this year, and then a Truman VA one and Army one.
It is January. You've already planned out.
I've already got it. Okay. Yeah. So shut up. And I've got them all ready to go.
Yeah, and I'll say that too. Even if you're riding alone, though, you're still talking to the people to the right and left of you. There's 15,000 cyclists, so you're like always surrounded by people, and there's always somebody who wants to talk. So if you want to talk to somebody, there's people to your right and left, and you can go. I remember one time we were sitting just eating something, and we ended up talking to some lady who lived around was from Iowa, and then we saw her later on in the ride.
We saw her on the last day.
Yeah, and so and we're friends with people. We actually met somebody from Columbia, Missouri, right here where we're at now. I met him while I was on a ride, and then I was riding with him the next day and having to look over and say, "That's the guy," and so we met him there. So you're gonna meet people along the way, not just the RWB people. I do agree with you though that's the one thing is everybody's looking out for each other, and it's one of those rare occasions where you're not, don't bring. The one thing I noticed nobody brought was a bike lock, and said I needed a bike lock because nobody's gonna steal your bike while you're at Ragbrai.
Doubles as a pillow.
What's the most important thing at Ragbrai?
It's got to be the pie.